r/tifu. TIFU by grooming myself on a flight and shaving my beard only to trigger the crew's anti-terror training and make everyone super paranoid for a short while. Posted by GallowBoob. This happened while ago while I was traveling to the US on a 9H flight from Europe. Context: I'm Greek, Lebanese and am a rather moderately hairy person, most of it on my face. I had an important meeting to attend in the US that was happening a few hours after I land, so I had to freshen up and prepare while on the plane still. A few hours into the flight, I went to the bathroom to change my clothes, wash my face and freshen up, shave and trim my beard, put on some deodorant etc. Took my backpack with me since I've got everything in there. After spending 5 to 10 minutes in there, struggling to move around the tiny bathroom stalls on planes, someone knocks on the door. I don't answer. I thought someone needs to use the bathroom, but it was clearly occupied. Another 5 minutes go by and I start hearing chatter outside and could feel some people moving around. I hear a knock again. At this point I had my shirt off and my face was half shaven with mousse all over the other half. I open the door in this questionable state. To my surprise I see 3 flight attendants looking terrified standing around the door. 2 women and 1 man. So I laugh and ask them if there is a rule and a timer for how long you can use the bathroom or what exactly was going on. The man proceeds to tell me some passengers complained because they saw me go in with my backpack, and I stayed in there a while, so they were scared something was going down and reported it to the flight crew. Mind you, it wasn't even at the questionable beard or stage or anything. Just a week or more of fuzz. So I laugh some more and tell him I fully understand, but I had an important meeting upon landing, hence freshening up, and that I'll need a bit longer to just shave fully and finish grooming myself. He then excuses himself and we laugh a bit, then he goes away. Shortly after he comes back knocking and I open, this time in a new fresh shirt and fully shaved, and I ask what's up? He tells me that some passengers are still concerned I'm shaving my beard and thought I was shaving my body too since I opened the door with mousse dripping on my face and without my shirt on. I was very confused and at that stage started to get annoyed. Just let me use the damn bathroom in peace, there are many others people can use. Turns out that apparently some extremist Muslim groups do this before they get up to no good, aka sacrifice their life in an act of holy retribution, terror, whatever the you want to call it. Something about going to heaven freshly clean. So at this point I'm laughing too hard, but I tell him I fully understand and that this is a good thing they check on such instances. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I then show him my meeting email with the time and date for the sake of their peace of mind. I also mentioned I was Christian born but not religious and that even as a Lebanese dude I had no idea terrorists were shaving before acts of terror. Thanks for the information I didn't really need. We then had a chat outside with the rest of the flight crew, laughing and making jokes. I could tell they were still a tiny bit paranoid but 95% apologetic. They didn't check my bag or anything, and now that I think about it I should have shown them what was in the bag: snacks, iPhone cables, some books, clothes and my toiletry bag. TLDR, I groomed myself on a flight and the flight crew along with some passengers went full anti-terror alert mode while fearing this was something more than just one beardy dude shaving and putting on fresh clothes. I mean, those suicide bombers gotta be on fleek for their 72 virgins, am I right? First impressions matter, even in eternity. I worked with a guy who had family in the Middle East. He had issues with his passport and ended up having to stay 5 months longer than intended. He finally gets the go-ahead to come home. He had shaved off his beard and hair while he was over there, so now his photo didn't match his passport and took him another 3 months to get back to USA. Within a few years of 9/11, I was on a cross-country flight to LA. About halfway, I really needed to pee, so I went over to the bathroom to find it occupied. Rather than walking back to my aisle, squeezing through to my seat, and watching over my shoulder, I thought it'd be best to just wait by the door. The last aisle had the TV playing the movie almost directly across, so I knelt down so they could see while I waited for the bathroom. Maybe 2 minutes later, a flight attendant walked over and asked if everything was all right. I responded that I was just waiting for the bathroom and you could just see the tension drain out of her. "Oh, thank God, I thought you were praying to Allah." I'm sure if you look to your left, there was some Karen looking at you in disgust and ready to fire off how she's a hero on Facebook. My wife once flew next to an extremely nervous, bearded brown man. She didn't think much about it at first, but then the guy pulled out a book to read. It was a flight manual for the exact plane they were flying on. This is when she realized she was going to die. The guy's leg was shaking, he was sweating, and he seemed more nervous as he read his book. Realizing how much a misunderstanding would make her look like a racist bag, she eventually started talking to the guy. Turns out he was really nice and let her know all about how he was coming to the US, he's Greek, to take his commercial pilot license test. He was super nervous about taking the test. She brought up the fact he was reading about the same plane they were on, and he said he didn't even notice since he was freaking out about the test so much. You are an absolute legend for making it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. And if you can't get enough, consider subscribing. See you around.